Once again, we discussed about this. To my left, people advocating remote working. To my right, work from office. Are we set? Yes. Come on, give me a thumbs up, ladies and gentlemen. Thumbs up, no claps. Thank you. Over to you, Nagma.
No. Good evening, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. And I think the worst time to be on the stage is post-lunch. And I think that's why strategically I was given this opportunity to be here. So we are here today to debate a topic which is a byproduct of COVID. And from time to time, I myself feel conflicted about, what is a better option. And, I think when COVID struck, it came out as a very, very emerging solution. But 3 years down the line, it has become a very questionable topic where we are today. And constantly we see companies oscillating from one end to the other end. So in this today's session, I'm hoping that we come with some fruitful, solutions and debate. And if not solution, at least we can start a debate on what the way forward would be. So as people on my left will talk about remote working and people on my right will be discussing and debating the work from office. So we can start, please. Who will be the first person to speak? It's a very easy topic.
Good afternoon, everyone. So my opening remarks, and I'm of course speaking on behalf of my side of the parliament here. So the opening remark would be that man has forever been a social animal, right? So that's something that we hear, that man is a social animal, and that's how we existed right from prehistoric times. We always were in groups, we always watched, and what that did to us is, during those times where we were a hunter-gathering, community, we watched each other's backs, and we always moved around in herds and groups. So there is, that whole history does speak for itself, and with that, we've evolved today into a society that, in our opinion, we definitely require social skills, and we definitely require to be in the form of a group in order to progress, in order to really make a difference to the world. So with that, I would like to set stage with the argument that it's imperative that we all come into office, we do spend time developing, honing our social skills, and taking work to the next level.
So members on the left?
So I vouch for work from home. Work from home equals to work-life balance. While my partner just said that we need to speak to humans. Humans can be spoken in a virtual medium as well. There is no way that I just need to meet you physically and speak to you or have a bond with you. There are ways that we speak to our relatives sitting in US for years or virtually. Still I have that bond with that, be it my sister, brother, or whoever. So yeah.
I'd like to add to that point that by working remotely, there's no office politics involved, so there's less office politics. So that is one big advantage, I would say. And my next point is, when you're working remotely, you have this opportunity to customize your environment, work environment. In contrast to working from office, you've all got cabins or places where you might not like that. So you have this freedom of customizing your environment, having more work-life balance, and especially you're women and you have kids and everything, so that's definitely a bonus. And adding to that, there's of course no commute stress going every day, that too in Bangalore traffic. This is coming from a person who's going to office every day. So yeah, thank you.
Hello. Yeah, hi. In our company, we are having the 100% remote working company recruitment agency into Ananta Resource Management. So what we are trying to do is reaching out to the people with the tier 3 cities, tier 4 cities, where the women, mothers, they can work balance, work-life balance, no need to commute and all. Out of 124 crore people, hardly 12 or 15 crore are in the metro cities or the big cities working population, but the others are not the working population. We are losing an opportunity to bring them into the workforce and joining. So it is for the country to develop and having the opportunity. After the 2 years of the COVID experience, everybody has adapted already. But now it was the inclination, like, somewhere out of the 100 people, 20 people did the misdid it. Like, they took the advantage of the COVID situation and moonlighting or something like that. That's why people wanted to come back to the office. Otherwise, it is reducing the cost to the corporate, like, 30,000 rupees per seat per person per month. So that is a huge difference for the corporate to make the benefit. So, and that can be passed on to the employees working from the tier 3 cities, tier 4 cities. So I want that the corporate should adopt for this again and give them the opportunity to make the country shine better. Thank you.
Please. Can somebody hand over the mic there?
Yeah, for work from home, employees have become more efficient. Their way of thinking has changed. So, and the commute time is also reduced. So, I feel that, like someone said that office politics will be office politics or home politics. Politics will be everywhere. But yeah, home politics, it's in your hand to manage. Yeah, so I think work from home will adding more to the employees in terms of being more efficient, thinking out of the box because you are in your comfort zone, and also socializing you can do. You don't have to be in office, but socializing can be done anywhere, like because now we have technology and we can socialize in any platform. So that's it.
Okay, so a couple of years back, I was moved to a new team within the same company. So I was working with a set team, and it was very difficult for myself as well as for my team members to build that relationship, to get to the same page. And the same team, when we started working in person from office, we had great bonding, and we were able to, the degree of relationship went to the next level. And not only me, my team members also agreed to the fact that it's only when we started meeting in person, started having discussion over a coffee or lunch, and helped each other sitting on the same floor. That's when I think we saw some good results, good productivity, good bonding over everything. And also, one of the speakers also said in the morning that we need to learn from our colleagues, peers, discussion with our colleagues, team members, in a lift or a coffee lunch. So we learn from others, and the best way to learn from others is in person. And relationship is very important. Since all of us are from HR fraternity here, I think work from office, that has helped me a lot.
Hi, I would also like to add, as human beings, we are social creatures and we need human touch, physical touch. It's not something that you can actually do just right, across the screen. And as somebody said in the panel in morning, that is not the way. Just looking in a Microsoft Teams, in a tile, having that connection, conversation, everything is missing. So we really need to be, we cannot work in silos. We need to be in office to be, working around people, not only for learning, but for better relationships, as well as sense of belongingness to the company. If you're working from home for a long period of time, all of us have, observed that during COVID period. I think you start working in silos and you start feeling extremely isolated. So I think that's the key to be in office and to be actually, a social animal. Thank you.
I just wanted to add one thing that, the change is the only constant thing in the world. And after we had COVID here, all of us started thinking, started looking at the business in a different perspective. We've opened our doors for work from home. And that's when the opportunities of evolving or bringing in new technologies has come up. And that has given a lot of business to the organization, a lot of business to the world. And that has evolved in such a level that it is now giving opportunities even to women, even to people working at remote locations, even to the people. And that has, developed our nation to a highest level. And so I vouch for work from home because it has opened up the opportunities even for the people who are unable to come down to office regularly because of different constraints, maybe They are unable to commute to office. They are unable. They have different barriers at home, and it has given up the opportunities to the next level, and that's the reason I support work from home. Thank you.
So here I am hearing a lot of convenience, less travel time, socializing. I would like somebody to highlight about the productivity. Can somebody?
Yeah, right here. I'm Manir from Spardha School of Music. And that's an interesting point you guys made about work from home. The reality is that 70% of the way you look at somebody is through their body language. Please tell me how you get someone's body language through a small screen on the screen. Yeah? Why is that important? Why is it important? It's important because the only currency you have in any organization is trust. Isn't it? Yeah? So one lady said that, there's less politics. I say because of work from home, there is more politics. Because you don't know what the person is thinking, you don't know what the person is doing, you don't know how the manager is reacting to it, and that fundamental human connect is not there. So I'm saying this as a guy who works 100% from home for the last 1 year, that work from office has its place for sure. Yeah, cheers.
Yeah, just adding on to the point, in terms of productivity. So I work in a space where we have scientists working in our labs, working in, doing experiments. And there are certain roles which we clearly can't make it work from home because it requires physical presence and makes a lot of difference to the productivity. We have seen, even simple things which could be done outside of labs, could be report writing, analytics part of it, would easily take maybe 10 to 12 hours of working from home. And the same thing working in office when you're collaborating, talking to your peers, ends up being done in 4 to 5 hours. So the whole fact of enhanced productivity, bringing in more collaboration, and then leveraging from each other's network when you are in that group, right? That makes the whole thing very seamless and faster. And I think that's where, it is important that while there are certain avenues that open up from work from home, but there are areas which can't do when you aren't physically present, right? So you can very quickly over a chat finish the conversation, and which could be otherwise probably a 2-day conversation with somebody trying to find their time when they're virtually connected. So that's where I would like to put the case.
So as a, should I go next? Here, this side. Okay. So as a rebuttal to the point mentioned by the, my counterpart on the other side of the debate, right, is that there's no body language that is reflected when you are like dealing with somebody over a screen. To add on, as a rebuttal to that particular point, I would like to say that over, when we are meeting with someone, anybody in the team, or for that matter, even globally, right? So there is a certain, virtual etiquette that we all cater to. And I think there's also a video, you can switch on your video while you are interacting with somebody over a virtual platform. So I think that kind of covers, or shows how much we are really interested, because end of the day, we need to kind of ensure that we are catering to that particular set of etiquette to show that whether, our willingness or our interest levels. That's basically the first rebuttal part. To add on to the points that, the counterparts on the side of the left side of the, debate, right, have added on. So just an add-on to that is when we're dealing with somebody on the digital platform, right? So we are able to cater to a much wider audience as against the limitations of, we definitely cannot cater beyond a particular point in a physical live audience, right? There's a limitation to that. But then I think technology has helped us, or enabled us rather, to deal with a way wider audience at the same time, and to kind of emanate, or rather send out the message or whatever meeting notes at the same time, right? It saves time, and also we can kind of also record it for our future reference. So all of that, I think technology has enabled us to kind of make the remote working aspect of it a lot more productive while we're saving a lot of time. So I think we're scaling it up in a way. Thank you.
So I feel being productive is different from, productivity for an organization, because when we are talking about an organization, we are talking about, hundreds of people together. So yes, somebody.
Yeah, I would like to add here.
Yes,
Hey all, I represent apparel brand, so we hire a lot of folks from campus. For example, NIFT. See, campus folks are just stepping into a culture where they, with a lot of aspiration to learn, right? And since it's an apparel brand, we have a lot of designs which happens. Solely you can't design, a pattern. So you need a team. And working from home, guys, I mean, like, there are few elements that needs to be considered wherein, like, you need to share a lot of your thoughts, learn from others. There were a few panels who also expressed the same thing, saying that, teamwork would definitely help achieve milestones. With this product, like, we were also talking about productivity, so productivity will also increase. The better you do something, the better, you can, see the result. Working from home, yeah, there are few teams who are, in my organization also, there are a few teams, like, for example, the tech team is, like, permanently given work from home. See, that is acceptable, but there are few teams whose presence is very much required to run the organization. So, those are the teams. I mean, I would have to be neutral here, because I've also taken a lot of advantage when I was working from home. But, like, to be very specific, like I said, there are a few teams which needs to be in office, or, like, they have to be there to run the show, and there are a few teams who can, like, technology guys, I'm so sorry, like, laid back, put your legs up and, like, just do coding. It helps you guys out, but for us, human resource or finance or procurement or, like, design teams and all, like, there are some teams who are very much required to be in office to ensure that the productivity is higher, because if they don't design, our product doesn't get sold, right? So that's how it is. Thank you.
Thank you for your honesty. So last 2 comments.
May I? If I may go. Just to add a couple of things, I think for sure, ma'am, change is constant. And I think post-COVID, one thing that's, hit a realization is such that for sure you can work with, working remotely. However, you would also realize that things get fast. I mean, you finish work quicker while you meet the person and get things done. Just another point to add, you might not like your office environment, as ma'am claimed, but I think it's up to us on how we'd like to design our environment at work. And I think that's where we could start with. And finally, I would like to end that technology does get us closer. However, it really doesn't filter out on the emotions that we'd like to bring, the ideas that we'd like to stimulate, and also the purpose and what is it that the company would like to drive, not better than a human connection. So that's for me.
Yeah, last couple of points from my side. See, all of us accept the fact that homes are not suitable, Indian homes are not suitable for work from home setup. During COVID, when I was working from home, my mom once told me that, hey, let me not watch TV. I am afraid if it will disturb you during the meetings. So I don't want to do that, right? So working at office gives that thing, right? And then constant feedback from my customer is that, hey, could you ask your employees to work from office, because I see that the pace at which they are learning the business knowledge, domain or application knowledge is very slow. And when my client is a domain specific company, so when they're working from office, they have they've noticed that the domain knowledge, the pace at which they're able to understand about the applications and business is good. I'm talking about the new joiners. And information security, there has been a big question mark. Again, in the morning, we saw a speaker talking about it. When people are working remote, there's a big question mark on the information security. And the last point is, since I work in a recruitment company, when I'm meeting my customer and candidates, when they come and see our office premises, when I go and meet them at the client place, I think they change their decisions. Candidates, they feel happy when they see your office. Okay, this is how my company looks. They feel confident. So I think people should work from office, and that's the point from my side.
Thank you.
Okay, so good afternoon, Madam Speaker and my worthy opponents. I have 2 points to make here. One, you spoke of productivity. Now, productivity is nothing but output divided by time. And here, I'm not talking about the tangible aspects of time, like travel and your lunch break and your sutta breaks and all that. But I think all of us agree that women cannot bring 100% of themselves to work because most of the times you're micromanaging home while sitting in office. So what about that time and that productivity? That is better managed when you're at home, probably kids in front of you, or you can go and pick up your kids or manage their food, etc. So that's one. Another point is to add to what a colleague of mine said on this side. What about diversity? So most of us here are able-bodied, right? And we are speaking from a position of privilege when we say, oh, I have the privilege of choosing either to go to work or sit at home. What about those who cannot go to work at all or find it convenient to probably just go once in a week, yet they show the same amount of productivity when they're sitting and working from home? What about somebody who is on a wheelchair, who finds it convenient? I mean, their productivity remains the same. Someone who's transitioning may not feel comfortable going to work. So what about all those aspects, rural diversity for that matter? You could have geniuses sitting in tier 2, tier 3 cities who probably cannot commute or don't want to spend money on living in a city, yet can produce same or even better results. So an entire segment of new workforce opens up when you give them the option of working from home. Thank you.
So we have run out of time. Okay, just last.
Now that your mic is not working, can I go?
All right, I guess everyone's able to hear me. All right, so whenever the other side of the room, when they say work from home, right, I don't know, for some reason, maybe it's after lunch, I hear it as work for home. All right, so keep having said that, right, so I know majority of the times they speak about, or everyone talks about productivity. So we as HRs and the employees, right, we don't only deal with productivity, but human touch, which many of our fellow members, the other side, did speak about the human touch, the well-being. And just one stats which I want to quote, while working from home, right, more than 80% of employees and individuals have quoted and come back to the HR as a grievance of the well-being being impacted.
So thank you. We have run out of time.
Just one more point. Okay. We all have met here in person. I attended a conference last week that was virtual, and believe me, this is much more effective than that. So, and also to add, right now there's a CPHI Pharma conference worldwide going on in Spain. There's lakhs of people who've got together at one point to showcase what they have in terms of services and products. And why would they do that if they could conveniently do this just in Teams meetings? That's our closing remark.
On that note, my presence on the stage is a gentle reminder that the time is up, ladies and gentlemen. And over to you, Nagma.
So I think it's, in conclusion, I can only say that this is a debate which is going to go on for a very long time. While I agree that there is a lot of convenience, especially for, working mothers, less time of travel, less stress of, kids, etc., etc. But where in India especially, where we are very task-based, especially at a junior level, and we operate on a model where the task is given and the productivity is monitored. So whether the people who are monitored for say 4 years, 5 years, whether they will work in the same fashion if they are not monitored is a big question mark. And the second point that I came out over here is that a social, you learn from each other. If you're sitting in front of a, screen, you will not learn, there will be no camaraderie, there will be no learning from each other. And then, of course, there are certain jobs that cannot be done from home. So I think in all fairness, it can be said that, while, working from home is an easy option and should be provided to people, who definitely need it. I think the need of the hour, especially I think the way the world is going, we heard a lot about, micro and macro economic challenges worldwide. And, if you are sitting behind the screen, I think it is difficult to sort out bigger problems. I think definitely being in office in this parliament weighs above working from home.
Thank you so much, Nagma, for summarizing this so well.